What's up my mates of YouTube, my name is Aussie Marcel, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about some unique leather scents. Now, as a follow-up to the video I did yesterday on Carolina Herrera's Bad Boy Le Parfum, I just wanted to add that there's actually a pretty prominent leather note in this, and it shows up more about 20 to 25 minutes after you've been wearing it. The leather is really rich and it stands out like a sore thumb, and upon first spraying it yesterday morning, I didn't quite pick up on it yet as it hadn't settled enough on my skin. But I thought I would mention that today because I do think it's another interesting selling point. You know, it's got that cannabis note, it's got a leather note, it's aromatic as well. All in all, it's an incredible fragrance. When I applied it yesterday, it stayed on my hand from like 9 in the morning all the way till even after I showered, so performance is exceptional. And considering that we're talking about leather fragrances today, my fragrance of the day, Tom Ford Ombre Leather. One of the best fragrances I've ever smelled in my entire life. If you don't own it, I highly recommend at least trying a sample of it. It's on the pricier side, but I do think you get what you pay for. Here's the thing, with animalic scents, they can go in one of two directions really. They can go in a leathery direction or they can go in a musky direction. An example of a fragrance that goes in the musky direction, Yves Saint Laurent Kouros. I'm not talking about musky fragrances today, but as far as animalic musky fragrances goes, Kouros, it's unbeatable. It is an iconic men's fragrance for a reason. The thing with Kouros is that it seems to be getting reformulated every other year, and I hope it doesn't reach a point where it eventually does not smell like Kouros, or they just have to discontinue it in general, because I do believe that this serves a really unique and special place in the fragrance industry. The other direction a fragrance can go when it comes to animalics is leathers, like ombre leather. It's going to smell more like your traditional leather jackets, leather furniture, rich, decadent, but it can also go in a dirtier direction as well, similar to how musks can either present themselves clean, so think more along the lines of a white musk, or dirty, more along the lines of a barnyardy, dirty animal pelt sort of musky vibe. Similar to leather, but not quite. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about 3 leathery fragrances that are worth checking out if you haven't already. Starting things off, we've got a fresh leather scent, and that's why it's unique. Abercrombie & Fitch First Instinct. Depending on the size of the bottle, it can range anywhere from $50 to about $90. I would say go on eBay and get it just as cheap as you can, but just be sure you're getting an authentic bottle rather than a dupe or, you know, a fake one. It's aromatic, it's green, and it's got some interesting citrus notes as well, in that you don't often find citrus paired with leather. It doesn't seem like it's going to work, but it really does. This is a powerful performing fragrance, and it's got that interesting freshness as well that really helps lift up the leathery facets of the fragrance. Highly recommend it. Performance, like I said, is pretty solid as well. Next up is one that I've covered a couple of times on the channel, and that's Hugo Boss The Scent. This has got that dusty, fruity Maninka note, and it also has a suede note as well, which I suppose you can say is sort of another type of leather scent you can find. Although suede generally, it's interesting because it doesn't exactly come across like suede. It's more that it's got that dusty characteristic, and it doesn't have that really that dirty sort of leathery note. It's quite a clean leathery smell, similar to woods, and it can come across as a little dusty as well, depending on what fragrance you've got. This performance is solid, not incredible, but it is solid. It's on the pricier side, so expect to pay over $89 a bottle, depending on the size of the bottle. I think the 200 ml ones, this is a 200 ml one, that can go for anywhere up to about $200 Australian. I would recommend a smaller bottle because the odds are that you'll be using 200 ml of fragrance. Not great. So yeah, this is another interesting leather scent, and I highly recommend it. It's definitely classier and more mature than something like Abercrombie & Fitch First Instinct. This is going to be a little more suited to the younger man. And finally, we've got a very potent leather scent, Gucci Guilty Absolute. Probably the best Gucci fragrance. This smells... what does this smell like? This smells like wet dirt. It smells like burnt leaves. It smells like old, damp, decaying leather. It smells almost medicinal in how strong it is. It's niche quality in my opinion, and you'll often find YouTubers and other people in the fragrance sort of community sing the praises of this fragrance. It is very powerful, but it is off-putting. From memory, I don't think my last girlfriend particularly enjoyed this one, and I can understand why. It is an off-putting fragrance, and only the sort of die-hard animalic lovers and leather scent lovers are really going to like this one. Think of this as the weird goth stepchild sort of the fragrance world. The thing with Gucci Guilty Absolute is that it is the most powerful fragrance that I've ever smelled. I sprayed this on a jacket of mine a couple of years ago, and it lasted over 3 months on the jacket. The performance for Gucci Guilty Absolute is second to none. It is the best performing fragrance I've ever smelled, but that is both a blessing and a curse. It is a double-edged sword. This is something that if you don't like it, you're going to be smelling it for weeks on end, and it's not going to go away. So be very careful with how you apply this and where you apply it. It is not safe for work, it is not office friendly. Use this very sparingly, but in saying that, it is a unique, powerful scent, and it is definitely unique. Well, that about covers my thoughts on some of these leathery fragrances today. I'm going to do another musk video coming up as well, because I really would like to talk more about musks as well. If you've ever worn any of these, let me know in the comments below. Let me know your favorites and maybe some other leather scents that you love. Until the next video, my name is Aussie Marcel, and I'll catch you guys around.